One of the hardest things to accomplish with epoxy is matching a customer's request. Keith and I are going to show you today that difficult task and the tips and tricks to achieve stunning results. What's up, everybody? I'm Mitch with Stone Coat, and I'm here with Keith from KCDC Designs. Keith, what are we going to be doing today?
I'm not even sure what to call it. Customer sent an inspiration photo, but it was really cool. It looked like a white marble with black and gold accents, and the gold was really shiny. So tried a couple different ones, and then I think I came up with it. Sent it to the customer, and they said, yes, that's it.
That's a hard thing to do, and when I saw you post that on Facebook, I was like, woo, you knocked that out of the park. Let's do this.
This is just going to be our veins. This is Black Passion. Very cool color from Color of Passion. Very black, opaque dye. What we have here is titanium white, which is just resin, very opaque white. We have white metallic, which is a polycolor mica powder. And then we have pearl white, which is a just resin paste. Very cool.
Awesome. We'll leave all the products in the description below. Some of these you're going to go ahead and grab at RK3 Designs. They also do our hands-on training. What epoxy are we going with?
We're going with Stone Coat Art Coat.
Art Coat, because it's the white and light top.
Of the brighter colors.
Cool.
Exactly.
All right, let's go.
So what we're doing here is we're just going to get some base colors down. So you and I are both going to pour these out. What I don't want to do is I don't want to pour these out in
stripes.
Small ribbons.
Okay.
I want to pour these out more kind of like in groups, just something similar to that. Then I'm going to
like that.
And let you have that. Yeah, absolutely. And a little bit in that corner there.
Right here.
Perfect.
And how much material are we applying per square foot on a finish like this, Keith?
On this here, we're using 3 ounces per square foot.
Okay.
On just about every design I do, unless I'm going to do a melted marble or a dirty pour, I'm using 3 ounces per square foot.
Just empty the can now?
Yep. Drain them out.
Boom.
All right.
We're saving black for veins.
Yes.
Copy.
When I first did this, I used the white metallic and the white pearl.
Okay.
And by putting this titanium white in there, what it did is it really made those other colors really stick out.
Cool. Yep. And a mixture between dyes and micas, I'm always going for a good combo on every project I do.
I really like having that visual interest.
The shine and shimmer.
Yeah, and you don't see it when you're coming back from behind the project or a countertop, but when you're looking over the top of the countertop, that's when you see that visual interest. So what we're going to do now, Mitch, is we just want to cover the dry areas. We really don't want to meld or mix these colors together. And again, this is basically just our undertones.
But if we sat and just rubbed the same area, all the colors, you're going to kind of create one color. That's what we're avoiding here.
Exactly, and it takes away the separation. Which
it's okay if a little bit mixes, right?
Yeah. All of this is going to soften up and look really, really cool. I want to torch this out right now because of the next step we're going to. I don't want to add a lot of heat to it. So let's
just a quick torching.
Let's get our air bubbles out of there now.
You got it. So I'm going to torch the surface. You could use any torch you want, but just make sure you've got some holes here at the base. So far, buddy, this is about like any other project with epoxy I've ever done. You're mixing up clear resin, tinting it, getting your base colors down, eliminating the air, and then on to the next step.
I wanted to have a little bit more visual interest in the background, opposed to just being that white and that
Sure, a marbled white looks way better than just white paint, right?
Yeah,
white dye.
because there's going to be a lot of areas where there's not going to be a vein, and that's where we want to get that visual interest kind of down below that. What I would normally do with this is I would let this cool off a little bit, let this settle down just a little bit before I pour my black on there.
So throughout the project, we're going to rub the edges, knock down any surface tension, and then the epoxy flows nice and uniform.
Yep. I want to get kind of a larger vein coming out this way.
Okay. That was like maybe 4 ounces right there, roughly. Okay.
Yeah, when I first did this, I didn't mix up a whole lot of black, and I thought, holy cats, I had to go mix up some more. All right, so we'll just start with that one for right now. And then I'll have you put some others where you think they need to be. My goal here is I want this to be kind of a solid black.
What's the next color? You're bringing gold on this now?
Yeah. So what I can do at this point, I can spray some of that gold onto my stir stick.
Okay.
I could add some of that in there like that.
Cool.
Kind of get some swirling action going in there. And actually, you don't have to do dirty pour because that gold is going to float. Just spray me some gold spray paint in there, in that plastic cup.
Okay. Like that.
More. There you go. All right, so now, well, I wanted to figure out how I could get it poured out more into kind of like a mass. So I poured that out. Then I just took my knife.
Ooh, boy. Nice. And you're just using that to manipulate that floating paint?
Right.
This is cool, Keith.
Look how that gold, drag some of that gold into the black too.
Pretty, bro.
Okay, we got your black area up there. I'm gonna come up front. This is our dirty pour. So we have our black in there, and that gold immediately floats to the top. So we don't have to alternate black and gold. But I'm just gonna stir that up just a few times, and then I'm just going to pour that. Give me some of that. All right, so now what we can do too to kind of break up some of these areas is if I drag some of that, I can take what I've got right here.
You're feathering that out, okay. I'm gonna have to get me some of these cool little tools.
And the nice thing about the little palette knives is you can pick up more material.
And you can kind of throw resin on top of it.
Wow, that dirty pour looks really cool in there. I'm just gonna put some smaller, instead of pouring it out.
I've seen Erica with Artist Till Death spray some of this gold into like a napkin, which absorbs some of the propellant out of it. I wonder if that would do anything. Yeah, good call there, Keith. I kind of put some of that in and I started folding in some of my black.
Yeah, broke that up a little bit.
To get it to break up. So Keith, you made this on a sample piece first, right?
Correct.
What's the difference on a sample piece versus full scale? What's going through your head?
The design that I have on that sample board, now I've got 15 feet. How can I make everything flow together without looking like, chunks or clumps?
One of my biggest pro tips is practice on a sample board.
Yes.
I mean, before many of my projects I show you on video, I make a sample board to make sure that thing's gonna look good, and I do the same thing for my customers. So that little 2x2 or even 2x4 piece will go a long way with telling you if those colors that are, put together in your head are gonna look good on a board.
Yes. Another piece of advice, I highly, highly recommend videotape every single one of your pours. So when a customer chooses one of my designs that I've done in the past, I can pull up that video file and I've got the notes of how I created that.
This gold is on the top. So how did you prepare this surface when you went to do the ultimate top coat? Because you can't just sand. You could scratch up this beautiful gold and then you'd see some random orbital scratches.
That's a great question.
Right?
There's an open window of when you can apply a flood coat without having to sand the surface, where you'll still get a chemical bond opposed to a mechanical bond. And that's blue tape tacky. I will pour a flood coat over this so I don't have to sand and take a chance of sanding down that bright reflective finish.
And then when that clear coat's fully cured, now you're sanding and applying the ultimate top coat. You've got a protective layer. That's going to add more epoxy to the vertical edges. It's going to add a little bit of depth, believe it or not, on that surface. It's a very good step when you're going in a customer's home, especially, guys.
Yes.
We'll be back tomorrow in about 12, 13 hours to do the flood coat, followed up by the ultimate top coat. Then we're installing in a customer's home.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Keith.
Thank you,
Keep up the good work out there.
Appreciate it, man.
Keith has a very in-depth, full-length tutorial on this finish over on his YouTube channel. So jump on over, subscribe to his channel, and check that video out. Heck, we'll even leave it in the link in the description below.
Ooh, nice.
All right, bro, that was a lot of fun. And until next time, from Stone Coat Countertops and KCDC Designs, you got this. And we'll see you on the next video.
Stone Coat Countertops, you got